like it is. All right, so earlier on Twitter, the 7 Days to Die Twitter came through with a post saying calling all streamers, and this is the yeah, Dozier, ha ha ha. It's a big announcement regarding the game, as you will see here. I'm just gonna cut my camera out of this. All right, so I'm just gonna read it. Alpha 17 is still in the works. We are looking ahead at the pending experimental release. That said, we are recruiting streamers for early Alpha 17 streaming. We kept early streaming on previous releases to only 4 streamers who have done an amazing job so far, but for Alpha 17, we want to do something bigger. We know there are many streamers out there who have played our game for their audience and would love to be a part of the pre-release streaming weekend. Yes. Yep. So I went through the qualifications, and this is where the whole thing of me recording comes in. In order to qualify, you must have minimum 5,000 followers on Twitch and or 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. You must record an announcement to your viewers on your channel that you are showing early footage of A17. It can be its own video. So I'm kind of going to be doing that live here with a bit of a twist. And then I have to email it to them. And once they verify that I am a content creator that qualifies, add your email to a group list. That we sent the activation code for Alpha 17 on the day that event will begin. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a little bit of me talking about the update. And then I'm going to email that to them later tonight after the stream's over. And you know, once we're done going through that, hey Variel, how you doing? After we go through this whole announcement bit, then I'm gonna play a little bit of 7 Days to Die. I've got a single player game loaded up for a Dead Legacy that we'll go through afterwards, and we can continue to talk about the update. So here we go. All right, so the Fun Pimps are inviting streamers and YouTubers with over 5,000 followers on Twitch or 5,000 subscribers on YouTube to be a part of the Alpha 17 early test the weekend before it's released, which is set for sometime in July, hypothetically speaking. There's no guarantee that's when it's going to happen. And I will be gone one weekend in July, but hopefully it doesn't land on that weekend. That'd be kind of funny if that happened, but if it does, so be it. But I'm pretty excited about it, and I thought that I would go through some of the parts of the update that I'm most excited about. And I'm going to put a link in the channel. This is going to be a Google Doc with all the info links I'm talking about, so you guys can follow along. It's just a Google Doc. So here's a couple things about Alpha 17 that I am most excited about, and we'll go through the change logs completely afterwards. I think the main thing in the update that I'm excited about is the vehicles. The mini bike has changed the game forever. But having more realistic physics and a bit more, I don't know, just more realistic vehicles. With the mini bike, it always felt like you're kind of just like, you were just so static. It just didn't feel real. So I went through and I pulled some of the videos. You can see all of the YouTube links in the Google Doc, but I just kind of pulled up a few videos so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here is Joel. These are all from Joel's channel, so if you're not subscribed on Joel's channel, make sure you click in there and follow. He is one of the head developers for the Fun Pimps.
This is the mini bike sitting animation.
This is the bicycle.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. The new vehicle system, like, see how the camera lurks in and out when you get some speed going, you take off.
And that's a big deal too. The way the camera adjust depending on what speed you're going. I'm kind of wondering how they're going to be implemented, whether you're going to be able to craft a mini bike, an actual bicycle, if you're going to find it in the world somewhere. I need to do a bit more crawling on the forums to find some of these things out. I tend to mostly just watch his update videos, and I'll occasionally read the forums, but the way the Fun Pimps do it is they interact a lot through the forums. So if you want to know a lot more, definitely go do a deep dive on the forums. There's also a good site, A7D2D.rocks. It's kind of hard to say. That's a good dev tracker that you can do. But anyways, try to shorten this up a little bit. This is the motorcycle, which is also kind of showcasing some of the ragdoll effects when you hit zombies with a vehicle, which is pretty cool. That's going to be really fun. So just imagine that. I can't wait, man. All right, and this is the Jeep, one of the new vehicles for Alpha 17. I mean, to this point, we only had the mini bike, and now we're going to have so many more toys to play with. It's going to be crazy. And again, check the Google Doc link in the chat. Has all of the
one thing is cool
YouTube videos that I'm viewing here.
You can smash blocks with it.
And you can smash blocks with the vehicles now too. Pretty badass, man. All right, and I think I have a video of the gyrocopter, which I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see this. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is. Apparently, it's going to make it into the game. But
fly.
Gyrocopter, man. Now,
get out of this biome. So
I kind of hope that it's going to require some sort of skill to be able to land it. Does it show him landing it in this video? I don't remember. I wonder if he has to land it. Let me see. I bet it doesn't hurt him when he lands. Just makes me think of Arma, you know, when you're trying to land it. Yeah, it looks like maybe the landing. Oh man, that's super easy, huh? I forgot what it looked like when he landed it. All right, but yeah, that's just one facet of what I'm. You can kind of like just drive along the road. That's badass, man. All right, so let's see where we're at. All right.
Oh shit!
He crashed into a tree.
What happens if you jump out? I hit that button.
Cool. All right, so you know, up until this point, we had the mini bike, and now we're gonna have just a wide variety of vehicles to play with. It's gonna be awesome. You know, being able to ragdoll the zombies, the way vehicles handle, it's actually gonna feel somewhat natural now, which is pretty amazing to me. Now, I don't have these ordered necessarily like top 5 or anything. This is just another one in the list that was really important to me. Updates to the terrain, updates to how the world generates, the visual fidelity of things. But I pulled some pictures from Joel's Twitter that we're just going to go through here, that kind of show some of the stuff. Like this is a possibility now with the way terrain generates and the way buildings like POIs can spawn. I mean, this looks way more natural than the way I remember, like the way it is currently. Like the way it is currently, the houses, if there's one on a hill, it kind of builds its own like mound, and it always kind of looks the same. But this looks so much more natural, and just the height map, like it looks like an actual like, large hill or mountain, if you will. It looks badass, or as he would say, improved landscaping. I got all the links to this to these tweets in that Google Doc too. Here's another example of it. Winding roads up to a mountain and just a house kind of there. It's always cool to follow these little gravel trails. Let's see where they lead. Sometimes it'll lead to a trader. Sometimes it'll lead to a POI, etc. All right, this one here. This one is some of the new, one of the new graphics artists that they hired made some new trees, which look much better. Also in the patch notes is there's distance rendering for trees now too, which is going to change the game. They billboard way better. Feels so tiny. Yeah, the trees are much bigger now too. And apparently there's new grass too, from what I remember. So we're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be like a whole new world when you go in there, man. It's gonna be nuts. You can see the tree up close. 7 Days to Die has never been called one of the like prettiest games out there, but it is. It does stand as kind of a one of a kind, you know. A voxel-based game that has a destructible environment and still manages to look good. It doesn't look the best, but it looks damn good. I think that the skybox is one of my favorite parts of the visuals that's kind of underrated, and the trees maybe now. We'll see. We'll see. I'd like to see them myself. Here's a couple screenshots of how the water reflections look. Look a lot more natural now. And improved in performance, so we can crank those up, hopefully. Near objects do not take over the reflections. And I wonder if this... I put this link in there because I wonder if this is going to... If this is going to be a new POI, or if this is something that they built. I was trying to figure that out. That'd be kind of weird. If they had some sort of a thing that was... that would spawn in the middle of a lake, kind of like a boathouse type of deal. I don't know, or like a trader that would spawn on a lake. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? No word on boats yet, though. I wonder if that might have been just an experiment that they were working with. But yeah, anything to make the world look better is going to make the game more immersive, in my opinion. So that's a pretty big deal. I'm just clearing out some of these links. We're almost to the end here. But the last couple things that we're going to talk about, I don't really have... It's not a visual change, but the change to the wellness system and buffs, as they would call it, much more in depth. And we don't know a lot about it. But the way it is currently, your wellness is just a number between like 80 and 200, basically. Your health and wellness and your stamina, it's all tied to one number. So, you know, if you eat like a piece of cornbread, it's going to give you like 0.2 plus 0.2 wellness. You drink a goldenrod tea, red tea, same thing. You know, different foods have different values. Eat vitamins, gives you 0.5 extra. And it's pretty simple. And then when you die, you get knocked back a step. You can buy through the skills system now. You can level things up that kind of reduce that penalty because you get like your min-max goes up. But the way that they describe it is there's changes to how health, stamina, fullness, and hydration will work. Because it always kind of sucks if you're in early game and you're just getting your wellness built up and then you get knocked back to that base level. So that's going to be a big deal. Hunger represented by reduction in stamina max. Eating restores max. So if you're hungry or thirsty, your stamina is going to go down. So it's going to be a bit more... I'm always all for there being some sort of a logic to how things work, and it sounds like the wellness system is going to be a lot more logical. And they say improving old buff system with a more robust and optimized framework. There's really like nothing. I mean, I've been trying to pay attention to see when we're going to get some more information. I bet we'll hear more about that in the coming weeks. Maybe in one of the next videos that Joel does. Designed to work and stack with blocks, items, weapons, clothing, skills, perks, and attributes. So it's a bit more dynamic. You know, certain things could happen. They're going to affect certain aspects of your let's say your stamina. Something could happen where I don't know. It's the same. It's similar to like you know, if you eat a certain item. I think if you eat a moldy sham sandwich, it takes your stamina away. Stuff like that. You know, things that already exist, but you know, more of them can be triggered and modified by events during a buff's lifetime. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot more to say about that, but it's going to have a big impact on how the game is played. So, interested to see how all of that works. Oh yeah, I do have one more video, and this was just a this is from last year Christmas. It tells you how long we've been waiting for Alpha 17. This has a bit of a walkthrough of one of the new POIs.
Target ID, I'm in front of myself. So we've got health bars now on the mining hat. It's got the dungeon style gameplay. I don't know if there's zombies in here yet or not. I have no idea. Let's go check it out though. So here's a way in. Let me get a mining hat. All right. So this is the living area. I've been working on new textures and more new shapes.
So yeah, a lot of the existing houses and POIs are getting a rework as far as like textures, making everything look nicer. Let's see. And really, what he alluded to in this video, from what I remember, is that you're gonna have a lot more to do within the POIs, so it's going to take you longer to go through them, but it's also going to be more rewarding.
I made these little open versions of the cupboards.
Yeah, things like this, for instance, is a big deal. Shows you like a different version of the model that shows you that it's not lootable, right? An empty cabinet, for example, here.
So essentially, the level designers place a helper block here, and when the game starts up, it's going to choose a full one that's lootable, like that, or one that's opened up like this that's already been looted, so you don't have to waste your time on empty ones. And
that's a nice change, honestly. It's just one of those little things. Like, there's so many little things that are going to be. It's going to be a crazy change log to read through whenever we see a change log, you know. But yeah, he goes through this whole house and kind of shows. This is just one house that he's going through. Does he show another one? Here's another one.
We're trying to come up with like backstories for a lot of the houses, and this is like a house a trader's going to have you go investigate.
Okay.
One of his, this isn't like a full-blown trader, but I believe she's like a mushroom dealer, whatever that means.
So like, yeah, adding a bit more lore to the game, and I think that there's going to be like this sort of mission system the traders are going to have. So it's going to be pretty mind-blowing, man. For me, anyways. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys out there are excited. As excited about this as I am. Look at this
mushroom farm. Like irrigation pipes.
This is so cool.
Put together.
I believe that they said that there's like 70 new POIs they're going to be in the game, and I'd love to just watch all of these videos with you guys. Out of respect for Joel and everybody, I don't want to like show the entire video, but like I said, the link is in the chat. If you're watching this highlight later, I'll provide the link in there. You guys can go and watch all these videos yourself and get hyped up. I've just got a few more things to say, and then we can get into some gameplay. Yeah, so what did I miss? Oh yeah, updated Navigaine. That's another thing. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. They've expanded the Navigaine map now, and I don't even know, man. There's too many things to say about all that. A couple of things that they mentioned. when it comes to the new POIs, environmental hazards, zombie closets. I saw something about it, vulture sleepers, climbable trellises and or vines. Backstories to main of the POIs, like we said. Helper, yeah. We talked about that. Random loot containers to make each POI unique for what loot may be. That reminds me of like they have the standard like supply crate things. You break them open. It can be like a leather couch, a toilet, or it could be like a gun case. All right. So I'm just gonna go through. Last thing I'm going to do is just to go through the entire feature list that they have. This link is also available in that Google Doc. And this is kind of where I got my list of things that I'm most excited about. But this is the whole list of features. Hey, Cavi, what's up, man? So, new physics, new vehicles, new camera controls. I believe that there's going to be... Well, they showed some of the third-person camera. I'm not too jazzed about third-person camera unless I'm driving. But, you know, I mean, this is actually... This new camera control is not referring to that. It's referring to how your camera zooms in and out depending on how fast your vehicle's going. Shift button to increase torque on bicycle for uphill speed, and bunny hop on bicycle. It sounds badass. I still want to know if you're going to have to craft all... I'm sure that question's been asked somewhere. There's some people are super active on the forums. I need to like do a more deep dive, like I said. All right, so let's just go through stuff that we didn't read. Player motion capture, yeah, new motion capture, separate male and female movement styles. Players now look up and down and appear to be breathing. Cool. Combat movements. I didn't even mention the attachment system for weapons. Mods won't have quality tiers. Okay. Moving a mod may not be possible. Yeah, so essentially updates to certain weapon models, allowing you to have attachments, etc. Buff overhaul. We went through this. Progression overhaul, improving old skill system, more robust and optimized framework. Also designed to work with items and buffs. And same thing with the survival system. I went through that. Quest system. Be able to grab quests. Aside from, like, you know, treasure. That's a similar thing, but trader initiated quests. That'll be a new deal. Another reason to go to the traders. Stealth system. New stealth related display bar. Yeah. As of yet unknown functions. We talked about all the train and world updates. Nav's gain trained, vastly improved, as you can see there. AI and pathing system. This might be up there with. I didn't even think about this, but the pathing system as it is now is pretty broken, and the zombies hopefully will be a much greater threat come Alpha 17. I'm looking forward to that, man. Zombies prioritize obstacles according to block health. That's interesting. Scan obstacles in 3 block height and target the middle block, followed by bottom, then top, depending on the block. HP, turn smoothing, and prediction added to reduce appearance of zigzag. Yeah, that'll be pretty badass, man. And the last two things before I end my diatribe announcement thing is the Dx11 support is a pretty big deal, and also improve. It's not really listed in here, but just improve support for modding. The mod I'm going to be playing tonight, in the mod that's my favorite, Undead Legacy. There's a lot of great mods out there. This one just happens to be my favorite. Subquake from Undead Legacy is working on a new version, and I'm really excited to see, because he says that the modding tools are going to be vastly improved, so super stoked to see version 1.4 of Undead Legacy coming up. And that's it, my friends. But the TLDR is that the Fun Pimps, they